Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Foster and I am the founder of Maximum Change Business Coaching. Today I want to bring to you some ideas on building a sales strategy. Now, we would want to start with the very first question: what in the heck is a sales strategy to begin with? And really, that's a documented plan that is for positioning and selling your product or service. In other words, it's a documented plan that's going to tell us how we're going to sell our product or service. And it's focused on qualified buyers. Who have we identified as the key people that are going to buy our product or service? Now, to bring that in a little closer, we want to talk about that as a target market or a target audience. I like to call it the customer avatar, and we'll get into that in a second. But this is where you identify the most valuable people to you, the customer avatar. Who is the person you're going to sell to? What do they look like? In fact, 80% of revenues come from 20% of your clients. So you want to be really focused in on what these customers look like. Who are they? Where do they live? What is their demographic, or their age, their sex, their race, their economic income, those type of things, education, all of that would be considered in a customer avatar. An ideal customer profile provides the guidelines that you need for your sales process, your sales team even, so that they know who to spend their time on, who you need to focus on to be more effective in your sales process. You also want to build a powerful value proposition. Now, this is a statement that answers why someone would want to buy from you, and it should convince the potential customer why your product or service is of more value to them than, say, your competition. And if you want help with this, I have a free training video that is focused on the value proposition on our website. It's under the free membership area, and it'll walk you through step by step on how to set up a value proposition. Just go over to MaximumChange.com for that. You also want to create urgency. In fact, this is probably one of the most important things that you want to do. And the reason why is 60% of deals don't go anywhere because of inaction, not because of the competition. So we want to create this sense of urgency in there, help them to decide to change before convincing them of who you are. So you want to create this sense of urgency. Urgency is your friend. But you don't want false urgency. That's really important as well. You want to tell a compelling or memorable story. People buy from you because they relate to the story. So you want to tell personal stories using metaphors and analogies whenever possible. This helps bring your message alive and, again, makes it more relatable to the customer. Then you also want to create or develop performance metrics. How are you going to measure this? These are quantitative and qualitative measurements a business uses to measure how effective their sales process is going. And there should be both results and activity-based measurements that you use. In fact, what gets measured is what gets results. So you want to create the measurements that are obvious for your business. You also want to set a sales strategy. Now, the sales strategy, you're going to need to ask questions like, how can we grow our existing accounts? In other words, how do you take those people that are already buying from you and grow them? How do you create more revenue out of your current client base? How do you leverage existing accounts for referrals? Are you asking your current customers for referrals? They know people that need or want the product or service that you're offering. Why not ask them if they know of anyone that they would be willing to refer to? Let's see. How can we increase revenues inside the existing territories? In other words, where we're currently selling, how do we increase revenues with the existing products that we have? Conversely, how could we increase revenue using the existing territories, in other words, where we're selling right now, with new products or services? And then also, how would we increase revenues by expanding our territory. In other words, moving outside of where we're currently selling for our existing products, and also how would we do that outside of our current territory for new products or services. Now, in all of this, we need to create revenue goals. Knowing where you're going makes it easier for you to get to where you're going. It helps you to see the pathway to where you're headed. You'll need to begin with and asking questions like, how much revenue do I need to make in a given period of time? How many sales does that represent? How many calls will that represent? How much time does that represent in the selling process? And how many new ideal customers will I need to bring to the table to close the sales? Now, one other thing I wanted to mention to you, and this is a really important one, and I was talking to a good friend and colleague the other day about this, and that is avoiding falling into the commodity trap. And a commodity trap is based on, when you fall into this, it's based on your messaging on the needs that the prospects tell you that they have. And then you connect those identified needs to your corresponding capabilities of your product or service. This becomes a solution selling or commodity selling. In other words, if a customer comes to you and they say, I need XYZ, and you say, oh, I can provide that to you, you become a commodity, and you don't want to fall into that trap. Instead, you need to introduce unconsidered needs to the customer that extend beyond the identified needs. And you need to solve for those introduced problems and missed opportunities the prospect has underappreciated or doesn't even know exist. In other words, you're bringing solutions to the customer they're not even aware of yet. And so that is the opposite of commodity selling. You want to be a solution-based selling, not a commodity. You don't want to be a solution-based selling or commodity-based selling. You want to be able to bring solutions to them that they haven't even considered yet. And then finally, tailor your sales strategy for customer expansion. You always want to be considering this possibility to scale your business, to grow your business. Business growth is the goal here, so you want to grow your business. So I want to thank you for spending some time with me here today. I ask that you please, please, please like, follow, and share our information. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Would love to help you. I'd love to bring a ton of value to you. If you want to comment on this video or this podcast, if you're listening to it as a podcast, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what kind of business you have or the type of business you want to start, and ask a business question. I would love, 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 love to be able to help you. See you soon.